Hi, everyone. I totally forgot to move my mic over. So sorry. There we go. Hey, Gigi, welcome. Let me know, Gina, if I have to remake you a mod. I don't know why Twitch and I just don't mesh well. I have like smooth brain when it comes to Twitch for some reason. I did, Sai. I did see the preview for it. I forgot what it was, but it was really interesting. So I'm very excited to get it. I was hoping that I'd get it before I left. I was hoping I'd get it either today or tomorrow, so that way I could actually. That's a good point. Let me see if I got a shipping notification. I should have. So that way I could record it for next week. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, it's scheduled for Saturday. So I'm gonna try to for tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to if it gets here early enough, record it and then put it out for next week. So that way you guys can get all of my crazy opinions on stuff. But I'm glad you liked it. It makes me way more excited, you know. Um Yeah, I'm traveling for work Sunday through Thursday, but I'll be back on Friday, so I'll be back here with you guys. Oh no. There we go. That was a bad riffle there. Yeah, guys, thank you so for reminding me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. And Gina, thank you for confirming. One of these days, I'm gonna stop being a boomer and just learn Twitch. All right, we're gonna get started with the community read. In honor of Sunday's full moon, I'm gonna be using my Queen of the Moon Oracle deck here. And then, since this is my newest deck, we're gonna continue for the just overall readings with the Ethereal Visions Luna Edition. Thank you, Sai. I think I'll have a fine time. It'll be nice because I get to meet people that have been working on my program with me, and we've had some new faces come in over the years. It's a yearly conference, so it'll be nice to see some familiar faces. There we go. All right, I'm gonna do the community read. Let's see what kind of energies are around us. Let's do as a community, what should we focus on for this upcoming full moon? This upcoming full moon, let's see. It's really funny that I pulled this card. So when I pulled the book, the guidebook out of the box, I accidentally flipped it open and it flipped to this card. So I feel like this is a very important message for us as a community, maybe even for me specifically, where this is a time of self-reflection. And we have here a full moon. So this is ironic. Oh, it's not a full moon. I lied. I'm sorry. This is the waning gibbous, which is the cycle right after the full moon. But mostly a full moon, very close to it. But what I really like about this is in the mirror here and even in the background, you see a lot of water. So maybe this self-reflection is to help start a cycle of healing for you. This could be just like healing oneself or, healing from within before you can heal without, that kind of thing. But this is the time to kind of look in the mirror, kind of see what what reflection is shining back at you. And then the next card we have is gratitude. So perhaps that self-reflection is really going to help you find things that you are grateful about, things that you can express that gratitude towards, especially when it comes towards yourself, you know? So in this card, this is the last quarter moon. In this card, you can see like these hands here. I feel like, you know, as a lot of times when you see images of hands, especially when they're clasping each other, it feels also very healing. It's one of the things that I recall, you know, from Reiki sessions and stuff, is like, you know, the presence of their hands on you or around you and stuff like that. So this, I feel like, is continuing that journey of healing. So I think this full moon cycle is going to be about that. So if you have any rituals or whatever, you know, like cleansing baths, cleansing showers that you want to do that promotes or starts that process of healing, probably be a good idea to do. And the full moon is on Sunday if you're in the US. I don't remember explicitly what time, but I'll look for you. Do I have my deck upside down? What's going on? And then this last card here is surrender. As you go through this healing process, I think this is talking about, you know, surrendering. It's very much like a shadow card, right? Where you're surrendering the sides of yourself that do not aid in this promotion of healing or aid in this process of healing, things that really set you back in that sort of in that perspective. So as we go through this moon cycle, as we're starting, still is on it. 1:28 p.m. full moon in Leo. So this cycle is going to be about reflection, finding gratitude, and learning how to surrender maybe the more vulnerable parts of yourself, perhaps to other people or just to yourself, where you're surrendering and or there's this level of like self-acceptance that's going on. I will say that some other things that pop up as I look at all of this is the moon is definitely waning here. So this is going to be a really big process. So to start at the full moon and to keep going as we go through the waning phases. So as we start to transition from full to new moon. So just keep that in mind. All right. Somehow I shuffled my deck up like all mixed up, but I guess it's fine. It's annoying. All right. Hi, everyone. I see some familiar faces joined. Hi, Jay. How are you doing? Who else do we have? Amber, welcome to the queue. Hello, ambitious girl. Yeah, Sai, it seems like a really, you know, purposeful and exciting process. There's a nice shuffle going. So I'm going to read through the queue. I have Fatima. You're going to be up first, so go ahead, put your question. And then after Fatima, I have Angus Stone, Black Widow Row, Ambitious Girl, Jay, and Amber. If you didn't hear your name, make sure you use exclamation point join up there in the corner. And that way you get put into the queue. If you guys would like to skip the queue, you can go ahead and use my tip link in the description. And if you're not sure how to find that, you can use exclamation point help, I think. I think that's what I have set up. Let's do one more. So we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Well, which is a unique card to this deck, and then the Five of Wands in reverse. So I feel like I feel like maybe they see like good things about you, but I don't think there's anything really romantic going on between you guys. Let me actually look that card up. That's the only one that I'm always a little hung up on because it's a unique card. But the well is about like creativity and opportunity. There is this level of like nurturing. So I feel like this card is saying like, especially because it's at the core of your reading, that that could be a possibility in the future, but that's not what's going on right now. I feel like they are really focused on themselves mostly right now out of necessity, not in a like superficial or selfish kind of way. Well, selfish, but not in a mm, malicious, selfish kind of way. So the Knight of Swords here, you know, I think that they really are just getting over making some like poor decisions, rushing towards things that just ended up not really serving them well. The knights are usually really more passion before thought. So it worries me that I think that, ultimately they are worried about re what's a good way to say it? They're trying to reorient themselves is probably a good way to think about it. And that's probably a result of this 5 of Wands in reverse. Upright, the 5 of Wands is about, external just struggles, and in reverse it's about trying to avoid them. So I don't think this person has the bandwidth to want to like you back, even if that could be a possibility in the future. They have to go through whatever journey this is, whatever external things they're trying to avoid. This could be like getting over past passions, past relationships. It could be getting over things that they were just really hopeful for that just sort of blew up in their face, whatever that is. But there's a little bit of avoidance in that going on, and I don't think they have the bandwidth to really seek you out at this point. All right. Up next we have August Stone. Welcome to the queue, Arwen. Thank you for the follow. You're welcome, Fatima. All right. August, if you come up later, that's fine. Black Widow, you are up next. Oh, guys, let me know what you're doing for the weekend. You had the community read, so you know, like, all of that energy around that. What are you doing for the weekend? What are you doing for the full moon? Anything fun going on? I'm mostly going to be getting the cats ready for me leaving, which is always an ordeal. Black Widow Row, if you're still in the queue, go ahead, put your question in chat. I'm really still digging this deck. I really like how it lights up under the studio lights. It's hard to shuffle though. So I play dodgeball and I like jammed my thumb, which makes this process like really hard, like this motion here. So but that's my preference of shuffling, so it is what it is. Ambitious Girl, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Following Ambitious Girl, we have Jay, Amber, Sai, and Arwen. Whatever comes out. Do you want to do a general bone reading instead of tarot? Let me know. I'm going to move that off to the side. Oh, that sounds fun to get your nails done. I wish I was into that more. Like, I love the process of it, but I don't do it for myself regularly. So So I very rarely get my nails done. All right, let's do a bone reading. So the way bone readings work, and for anybody who wants a general reading, this is for you guys. Basically, it just gives a general overview of a lot of topics in your life. And then, it gives you a chance to reflect on stuff. And that way you can go back later if you want to dive a little deeper into a subject. Then you can ask for tarot or oracle or some other specific form of divination. Okay. Oh, no. I'm spilling lavender all over the place, guys. All right. Let's do general phone reading for Ambitious Girl. Let's see what we have. All right, so this flew off the board. This is representative of your family. So that could mean that it's just not something that you are focusing on this point. This didn't make it onto the board, so this feels like you're kind of rooted in whatever perspectives have already been set. You don't really have any I don't want to say nothing new coming onto the table, but you already have your mindset on whatever it is that's going on here. So I'm going to just go ahead and put them off to the side. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just clean this up because I made a mess. All right. And then once I'm done with this, I will go ahead and get your question. Black Widow. I'm going to go ahead and start so I don't lose it. All right. Thank you, Sil. Oh, and another thing that flew off the board that did not make it onto the board was finances. So this could be a sign that you're neglecting your finances. In the sense that it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, when you should really maybe be focusing on it more. But let's dive a little deeper into everything else and see what's going on. One of the things I want to double check real quick, we have a few dice here. Let me move these around just for perspective. So overall, let's start here. We found out that you have some truths that are coming to light about some opportunities that are being brought to you. This feels very neutral right now. It's just something that's very brand new, maybe something you're learning about and haven't really formed an opinion on, which is why you were missing this little stone here. So this is something that you probably just need a little more time to think about. And this is the number 2. This is representative of fire. So this is probably a new opportunity and something that's really creative and passionate for you, something that really drives that passionate energy. And it could also be a sign that it's something that's going to start to create a lot of change in your life. Fairly neutral though, so I wouldn't look at it as anything good or bad at this stage. Let's see here. So you're in the midst of growing some new things. It looks like that you're trying to grow beyond some negativity that you've had that has really led to a lot of imbalance and just inflexibility. This is probably the core of why you didn't have this throw properly. So this is where you're trying to get out of this, cycle of feeling like you're, and I think this must stem from like a friend group, either just a friend group or like a really, really, really close family friend, something like that, because they're at the core of this entire thing. And it seems like they've been around for a while. So that's why I think it might be someone like really, really important to you. But you're working on trying to overcome that imbalance, but there's been a lot of disappointments in regard to this. You're trying to push that away. You are a bit separate from that, so that's good, but this is still something that's clustered and pretty prevalent in your just in your day-to-day, right? And then over here we have some just overall changes. This feels a little general, just normal life changes that have been wearing you down a little bit. So just be careful about letting them beat you down. Keep them keep them separate. Life kind of happens, process through them, but don't let this shift into this big pile that's going on, right? And then up here, we just have your general strifes and anxieties, some certain fears. But what's good is they kind of just seem like they're lingering on their own. So this kind of shows me that you're starting to separate yourself, perhaps in a good way, from these things that are making you anxious. It's just this is the real main portion here that you have to accomplish. So this is your self bone. So you're a little distant, but because of this cluster, it shows that it's still a weight on you. So we have here this 10 or 16, sorry, numbers. So the 16 indicates that it is something that's easily overcome. You just might not see it yet because you lack that perspective. So you're missing that perspective there on the situation. It will take a little bit of time to overcome, but not too terribly long. You are over halfway through this stage, so it's like you're coming out of that. You're starting to, like, you kind of had the upward climb, and now you're starting to come down, come over the hump of this issue. Um, on the side here, just some other things that I see. You're a little closed off to relationships, which kind of makes sense if you're dealing with some longtime friends or some just a friend group that is just stressing you out right now. And then over here, I don't know if you're spiritual or work with ancestors or anything like that. You're a little disconnected from that as well. If that's something that you hope to bring in, then that you can look towards how to bring this a little closer to yourself, if that makes sense. All right, that was your overall general reading. Oh, I'm glad that was helpful, ambitious girl. Thank you for joining, Alfredo. All right, Black Widow row. And yeah, you said you have to get a handle on finances. I think that is something that's just not on your mind. So just start thinking about it more. That's kind of like a good first step for you. Let's get this all cleared up. Gonna just move this up. Too much space. All right. Our next question is general career reading. Ugh. Applying is so not fun. Let's see, just general reading about your career. Yeah, ambitious girl, that's totally spot on. Call for your ancestors, let them support you through all of this. Just bring them in more. It doesn't seem like good or bad, you just seem separated. So it wouldn't be anything to worry about, I would say, based off of that reading. Just be a little more mindful going forward in regard to them. Let's see, Black Widow row. What do we have here? Ooh, new favorite card. Oh, look at that. The star in reverse. All right. So we have the Magician, the star in reverse, and then the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like you have everything going for you, but you might not get the things that you're hoping for. And so with the star in reverse, I feel like this is like, you're hopeful about things, but it's more like dashed dreams in this kind of regard, but not in like the most terrible kind of way. I don't want it to seem like really bleak because it's not. On this side, you have the Magician. The Magician is someone who just has all of the tools they need to create the things that they want. This is the card of like manifestation. So if you like to do manifestations, maybe that is something you can do, especially if there's a job you applied for that you're hoping to get above all the others. So that's something to consider. But the star in reverse, I would be careful about any. I know applying for jobs can be pretty hard, so be careful about letting like negative thoughts through, especially when you're interviewing and putting yourself forward. Um, because this process is going to be basically a test of your conviction in terms of applying for jobs. I will say at the end here, we have this Two of Pentacles in reverse. I know it's an overwhelming process. This is something that's just, applying, searching for the right job, researching, prepping for interviews is an overwhelming process. Be careful not to let that throw you out of balance. Um, I do think there is a lot of positivity, especially the reading starting off with the Magician. I just think you need to be careful about, letting the difficulties of applying and interviewing and the overwhelmingness of this process. Don't let that get to you so much. So this kind of feels a little separate um messages I'm getting in this spread, but I would say that March might be a little ambitious, but I don't think that it is impossible, especially if you heed the warning of not letting yourself get overwhelmed. Be diligent, make sure you find that planning, and if you need to take a break, ground and center yourself, and then start back up if you can. Um, so Ariana, the position thing does not work. I cannot figure it out. I searched Reddit and everything. Yeah, I turned it off because it does not work. All right, J Street, you are up next. Let me read the queue. I have Amber, Sai, Arwen, and then Ariana, Svetlina, Sarah, and then Oasis. Hi, Oasis. Long time no see. Yeah, it's super frustrating. I think that Streamlabs is aware that it doesn't work, but I don't think they really have any plans on fixing it. So I guess it is what it is. So do you want to know if he likes you or do you want to know if he's married? Those are two different questions. Oof. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, oh, he better not be married. Okay. Let's see. I will ask that and then we can see if anything else pops up, but that will be my focus. Five of Wands popped up again. Let's do one more. You know what? I I do think they like you in the sense that they feel like you would be really fun and positive, and maybe you give them like this kind of warmth with the sun in the middle. So I realized I didn't say the cards. You have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Sun, and the Devil in reverse. So this is actually fairly positive. This person, your I guess coworker, whoever, they have been working on avoiding some conflicts, some external conflicts. I feel like this person, just because you did mention the other thing, I would say that maybe they are getting out of a relationship, whether they're officially, like divorced or not. I don't know. But I would say that they are starting to get out of the relationship, starting to find freedom, the freedom to kind of be themselves, find themselves. Um, and in the center here, for the question, the sun is one of the happiest cards in the tarot. So I do think they like you. I just think that maybe perhaps They won't necessarily act on it yet because they are still working on this devil in reverse here, kind of finding themselves, finding their freedom, finding who they are, um, and wanting to avoid any conflict. So, if someone is just getting out of a relationship, it's hard, you don't want to make things messy, especially if you work with someone. So, I would say that yeah, this person seems to like you. I don't see anything malicious in this reading at all, so I don't think that there's anything bad going on, you know. But will say that you might want to just ask someone to see if they're like on their way out with someone, like in terms of divorcing or separating or something like that. Because that can get messy. You're welcome. Up next, we have Amber A. Sorry, guys. After Amber, we have Sai, Arwen, Ariana, Svetlina, Sabra, Oasis, Vildehi. Oh, and Angus, you rejoined. Okay, welcome back. All right, let's see. Do you want a general tarot reading, or would you like bones, Amber? Hey, Vay, or Dehi. Sorry if I say your name wrong. I was just going through the queue so everybody was aware that they, made it on successfully. Because sometimes Streamlabs likes to have a mind of its own. You are quite a few down the list. You have 6 people ahead of you. Amber, I'm gonna go ahead and pull cards for you just to keep the queue moving. Thank you, Sil. All right, Amber, let's see. We have the Fool in reverse. We have the 6 of Wands, and then we have the 7 of Cups. So I would say that the prevalent theme of this is be careful about making rash decisions based off of like past history. So the Fool in reverse is saying like, you're starting things without really thinking things through. There's like this element of naivety that's happening when you are starting things. So the Fool is the entirety, the beginning of the entirety of tarot. So this is the beginning of a journey and you don't want to start it off on the wrong foot. So this is a warning about doing that. The 6 of Wands is really, it is actually a really like happy card, but surrounded by these two, it's warning you about falling into like this trap of nostalgia, falling in this trap of wanting to be not nostalgia, falling in this trap of wanting to be seen as victorious, wanting to be notarized, wanting to be in the spotlight. So, be careful about choosing things based off of that feeling because the 7 of Cups is saying that you have a lot of options ahead of you, but they're not all going to be good for you. So if you're making them off of this decision of wanting to be popular, wanting to be recognized, an influencer, whatever that may be, that means you are basically starting this journey off on the wrong foot. Come here. My kitty cat wants to join us. Come here, Luna. Yeah. All right. So I have a cat on my lap now. Yeah, so just be a little mindful about the reasons that you do things. And it's not necessarily about being popular, it's just, it could be about your achievements, wanting to be recognized for your achievements. And that doesn't necessarily mean popularity. It's just, like, I'll give an example, like taking on a project at work, even though you know you're not necessarily the best fit for it because you're hoping to be recognized by people, right? So that's just an example, but um it's not necessarily about one thing or another. So I don't want you to necessarily take what I say literally. I just mean pull out the when I give readings, I give examples to give people's minds a little bit of a, like, something to feed off of. But basically, I would say that this is about opportunities being presented to you. So if you were to take away anything, opportunities that are being presented to you, not all of them are going to be best for you. So if you want to start something new, make sure you start it on the right foot and that you're doing it for the right reasons, that you're putting your best foot forward because whatever those right reasons are for you. I'm trying not to put my own personal spin on it, you know. But I will say that too, readings sometimes don't uh resonate at the time of the reading. Sometimes they'll come up later. So just, sit with it, and if it never resonates, that's okay. I am human. Sai, go ahead, put your question. Yeah, Luna. Okay. She is headbutting me. She is very much like, I need you to finish up 'cause I'm tired. Yeah, for sure. I know. All right, let me pull my bones over. Amber, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's really scary. I hope you have like a some support group that can help you, friends or, like good family members, even coworkers, someone that you can help and help you find resources. When you said that, actually, I realized the Six of Wands might actually be more, and I just wasn't picking up on it because you didn't get any pentacles, but it's hard with shorter readings. And the Six of Wands could be about being recognized by these people, and you don't want to be. So be careful about making choices that might actually get you put on the radar. So that definitely makes more sense. So yeah, just sit on the reading a little bit. I feel like, there's going to be something that comes up that really just is that aha moment. Ooh, Gina joined the queue. Okay. General bone reading for Sai. Okay, that was an interesting roll. I don't often get so many rolls that don't have things thrown to the board. So here, this is more of a like protective element. This is new opportunities, and this is finances. Finances. So I feel like, so intuitively, I feel like this is saying like you have been really protective about new finances or new opportunities that come into your life, and it could be stemming from other things going on. So I'm gonna just kind of look a little deeper into that, and then I think this might start to make more sense for me. All right, let's see. There's some stuff around here. You're welcome, Amber. All right, so let's move this down. Down here, you have by yourself this, or by itself, I should say, rather, this like new things on the horizon. I feel like new perspectives. Just something interesting. It's on its own though. So I feel like it's like it's saying that you are trying to open your mind and be a little more open to just things in general. This is a 2, so this is representative of the element of fire. So I feel like this is saying, like, open your mind to things that you're passionate about, things that will get you moving and kind of light a fire under your butt. Over here we have, let me see, what number is this? This is a 3. So it seems like you are working on finding more balance, starting to grow yourself in terms of being a little more flexible, finding that balance in your life. This is something that you have started, but you are working on, and it's just kind of, there are no blockages here, so I feel like this is just something that's ongoing. So whatever you're doing, keep at it. It might take a while to start to see or feel the results that you're working for. Um, Even though they might be happening in like minuscule, just really small stages, right? So this could take up to a year overall. Over here, trying to decide which way to go. Over here, we have a few things going on. So it feels like something that's been happening in your life for a while has finally come to light, and you're very disappointed about it. But I feel like, you have to be careful about closing yourself off from working towards whatever it is. Like, don't let that close you off from working with your family. Don't let that close you off from working with your friends. Find something new in this situation that can help you bridge that gap there. There's a little bit element of change here. So I feel like even though there is that truth that you discovered, that disappointment that happened, um, things are starting to change. And I think that there's going to be some long lasting changes to yourself, especially with this little crystal here, saying like, you're starting to learn how to protect yourself from those future disappointments, finding that, over here, working on finding that balance and flexibility is making you feel a lot more free and open to these changes, which I think is the reason for having this like new perspective thing being at the start of your reading. I will say that parallel to this, there might be some relationships that are not worth keeping up with. If you have a spirit team, they're working with you on this. There's some things that are still causing you some stress and anxiety, some just negative energy that has been hanging around a little bit. That might be working on you physically and mentally, if that makes sense. So you just be careful not to let them flow into creating fears in your life. Right now, you don't really have those blockages. You're really parallel. So I feel like this is an ongoing thing. And it can go in either direction. So because of that, whatever your spirit team is, your guides, ancestors, deities, whatever that is, work on that with them. Let them help you through it, so that way you can kind of push all of this off to the side, and it doesn't have that possibility of blocking you moving forward, because right now you kind of have an open path, and you want to be careful about letting anything block that. All right. Oh, and I didn't mention here, this is we have 27. This is something that is more of an internal journey. I mean, not internal, I'm sorry. This is something that's going to affect you more internally than it is externally. So it's going to be something you have to learn to manage, but it's not going to be something that's difficult. I think it's just something you have to learn. It's just the way of life kind of thing. But yeah, I don't think that the new opportunities in terms of finances is necessarily the forefront of your mind, which is why I didn't throw onto the board. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, totally be careful about that, um, possibility of working with your guides so they can help you keep things in check and stuff. Or your spirit team, I should say, rather. All right, up next we have Arwen. Oh, you need to finish your thesis. This is interesting. Do you want a general bone reading or would you prefer tarot? Oh, I closed the queue, guys, but everybody who is in it, so you don't have to worry about that. So I have Ariana, Svetlana, sorry, Sarah, Oasis, Verehe, um, August Stone, NC, Poisonous, and Princess. All right. I like how my Twitch folks really love the bone readings. Minus Sai, of course. All right. Just general life for Arwen. All right, let's see. Oh, this is funny. This is the piece of hard work. All right. Let's see what we have here. So, one second. Oh no. There we go. We have a little bit of a cluster here. We have some stuff spread out here. I will point out, like, this is sort of an outlier. We don't necessarily need that. This is just showing that your family unit has been pushed off to the side. If family is something that's important to you, you might want to be a little more mindful. If it's not, then it's off to the side and it is what it is. I just like to point it out. We have a lot going on here. We have some, I feel like this is more so internal negativity that is brewing here, right? And I feel like you have some friends that have been trying to point out some um financial opportunities for you. And actually, you did mention that this is more so about school. So I feel like this is more of a school opportunity and not necessarily financial in this regard. This is also being represented by the element of air. So this is very much an internal something that you're internalizing. Yeah, so if that's separate, then that's good. That means there's nothing going on with them that's affecting you. In fact, I'll just move that now. Good to know. But so I would be really careful in this regard in terms of, letting negative thoughts affect the things around you. This could be, done a doctor or a therapist, but things like depression and stuff can really fuel this. So if that's the case, reach out to you can talk to your friends or reach out to a professional. If you're in school, I know they tend to have people that can help with that. But just be careful about, let me move this real quick. What is this? We have 60. Okay. All right. So you do just you it feels like you're overall just disappointed, and it doesn't seem like it's aimed in any direction, which with this, like, element of air that's happening, I feel like you're starting to internalize it a lot more. So just be careful about sucking that in, right? You don't want to be internalizing just you don't want to be overly hard on yourself to the point that you're always disappointed in everything that you do. It's starting to manifest in, like, your relationships are breaking down. You are starting to hide these changes. You're starting to avoid these truths. Um, and that's something that is starting to reflect externally as well. You do have a little bit of a divide here where you start to get into all of these, like, internal self bones here. So there's you're a little disconnected from this balance. So I would say over the next few months, if you work with guides or anything, I would say in this case, actually, it's usually more of a spirit team. I feel like in this case, this might be more of a mentor. Rely on the next few months with reaching out to someone who you think is a good example, or someone who you have um just, who you trust to talk to you about some of the stuff that's going on, so you can find that balance, because right now you're experiencing these things. It's stress. It's like you're starting to become inflexible. You're starting to let fears overcome you, and you're starting to just kind of have this almost disconnect, but they're still affecting you. So be a little careful with that. Oh, you have anxiety disorder. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense then. So, yeah, for sure. Reach out to someone who might have better capabilities to help you through that, especially, I would say, sooner rather than later with this two here. But I know you were mentioning finding the motivation to finish your thesis. I think some of that relies on this right here, this tiny little cluster about finding that balance, finding someone you can rely on. And if you can't find an actual person, if you are more spiritual, then you can definitely find, if you have a spirit team or deity, or whatever you like to do, if you're a witch, that kind of thing, find spells for focus and calming and things like that. That can manifest in a lot of different ways. That's the beauty and frustration with bones, is trying to discern what uh, what correlates to whom. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that makes way more sense then. You're really welcome. Yeah, good luck. I know that's difficult. I have never had to defend a thesis, but I've had a lot of friends that did. I don't envy them, and I'm like a ball of sweat thinking about it. Ariana, go ahead, put your question in chat. All right. Yeah, Luna. Okay. Luna is saying, Mom, you've been on the computer for far too long. I don't appreciate this, because obviously she's neglected and has never known the touch of a human in like 40 years. Svetlana, go ahead, put your question in the chat. We are making our way through the queue, guys. I have, after them, I have Sarah, Oasis, Vidali, Angus Stone, NC, Gigi, and Princess. All right. Yeah, Luna, how about you lay down like a good girl? Okay. Okay. I don't get any respect in my own home, guys. All right, let's see. Svetlana, what's next in love? I feel like I've answered this for you. Let's see what's going on. All right, we have the Six of Swords in reverse, the World, and the Five of Wands has made a reappearance for the third time. First time upright, though. So we have Six of Swords in reverse, the World, Five of Wands upright. I think you do have some. I feel like you do have someone coming into your life, or at least some form of happiness in regard to love. So, but I would be careful, because I don't know if that's necessarily long lasting. So one of the things here is the Six of Swords in reverse. It's about, kind of letting things go. I think in order to open yourself up into receiving this World card, whatever you're holding on to, whatever baggage, you need to let that go, because this is saying like you've been having a really hard time in doing that. The World card is sort of like the culmination of everything. It's the end of the major arcana. So this is like the end of a cycle, or not a cycle, I should say, an end of a journey, I'll put it. Um, so this could be a sign like, you've reached the end goal, but I don't think it's really that, if that might be something that comes to your mind, but I don't think with this Five of Wands is actually going to be the reality. So the Five of Wands is about external conflict. So I feel like in the middle of this, you're going to come off, kind of rose colored glasses almost, where you think everything is all hunky dory. But no, Luna, you cannot get up there. But on this here at the end of the reading, I think it's just going to lead to some conflicts. Um, Most likely just conflicts in the relationship. So I don't think that whatever is coming next for you is going to be like end goals or anything like that. But it will be part of your journey, and you know, not necessarily wrong with that. I think with the World card, I think that it will be very impactful for you. It's going to be something that you'll hold on to, like almost like a learning, like a stepping stone or like a lesson learned kind of thing. Yeah, you're welcome. Sarah, you are up next. No, Luna? No? Okay. Oasis, if you're still hanging out, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Oh, cutie patootie. I need a cat cam. Yes, I do. Yara, are you Oasis? Did you change your name? Let me scroll up. Yeah, Luna. I can't. I literally only have two hands, Luna. I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she's definitely like fussing over here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. If it was an old name, then that just restream every once in a while is just slow to figuring out that. All right, so let's see what kind of person your next romantic partner is going to be. Yeah, we're almost done. Then we can watch TV. Oops. All right, you have the Four of Wands, you have the Two of Wands, and then you have the Well has made a new appearance. So I feel like this person is going to be, I would say that this person is definitely not one to be good at planning or, preparing for things. Um, with this Two of Wands in the middle, it's like this element of like disorganization, no real focus. And I worry too that with this Four of Wands in reverse, that it this person is also just they could be a little bit of a curmudgeon, which is just like someone who is a little bit of a downer, right? And they kind of give me this starving artist kind of feel, where even though they may be a little like melancholy, they kind of come off as, and it could be like more of a realist, I guess. And I could just be putting like my own flair onto things. But at the end, you have the well. The well I pulled earlier, that is really the card of like uh nurturing. There's like this element of creativity. So I feel like they're someone, especially even with the wands, even though they're in reverse, wands are about creativity and passion. There's this element of change and fire. So I feel like they do have that energy, that drive, and they can nurture it. I think they have that ability, but I don't know that you guys will be on the same page, which is where this kind of this energy, this four of wands in reverse, and this two of wands in reverse energy is coming from. Um, where there's just, with this four of wands in reverse, there's this air of tension. So while things you kind of came together, maybe you came together on something that you guys enjoyed together, but that is literally all you have, and that's not enough. So it creates this tension, this instability that's happening, and you know, it fights against the nature of wanting to be creative. J Rock, my queue is closed. Sorry. Yeah, so I don't generally do like characteristics or anything. Usually just because I'm personally just not very good at that. It's not something I have a knack for. But characteristic wise, that's kind of what you got. Okay. Vidhe Videhi? Hopefully I said that right. Yeah, I'll be here next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. J Rock. Let's see. Ariana, you should work at Target. Let's see. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The World card is back. And the Three of Swords in reverse. So I'm not going to give you a yes or no. I'm going to describe the situation. You can make that decision for yourself. Mostly because we want different things out of jobs, right? I think that you would be happy enough working at Target. I think that, it will help you get over, like, if you've had bad experiences at previous jobs, I think this will help you just kind of give you a break from all of that, give you a time to heal, to just I don't want to say rejuvenate yourself, but just give you a time to rest and heal to some degree. But I will say that you won't make a lot of money. With this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, you're not looking at a job that's gonna be raking in the bucks, Uh, it's it's also the sign of, you know, you know, kind of like you might want to be a little more perfect than the job is asking for. I'm trying to describe that. So what I mean by that is, like, you just go do your job and then go home, right? But some people like to make their workplaces better. They like to improve processes. They like to improve customer service. They like to improve things, right? This is not going to be the job that you do that. So if that's something that's important to you, then you definitely have to consider that. But on the other side, if you just want to be able to just kind of rest easy for the time being, like if this is more of a transitional thing where you can just work on recovery, taking that time to find that clearance about what it is you really want, then that could be the job for you. It just depends. So that's why I don't want to give you a yes or no. This is completely up to you. I will say that the world card being in the middle, there is this air of fulfillment. But a lot of things can be fulfilling, right? It just depends if it's fulfilling the right things in your life. So I will say that it wouldn't be bad at all, but it is up to you to make that final decision. Yeah. So if your goal is to look for a job where you can take it easy, where you can come off of those bad experiences, then I would say yes. If it's a job where you really want to make money and start to apply yourself, I would say no. So it depends what you're looking for. Okay. All right, Angus Stone, if you're here, go ahead, put your question in the chat. But I don't think that it would be bad for you, unless you're in a situation where you're really tight with money. Then maybe that won't work out. Yeah, this could manifest in, not making a lot of or getting a lot of hours, not getting bonuses that you were hoping to get, or I don't know. I don't know the inner mechanisms of Target, but it could manifest in a lot of different ways. It could just be not financial fulfillment, Oh, Black Widow, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I really appreciate you guys too. You're a fun way to end the week, and it allows me to practice my craft. NC, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Gigi, can I save your question for last? Because you're second to last, if that's okay. Luna, you ready for snuggle time? Okay. Oh, and let me know how you guys are liking this deck. That was a bad fan, but you get the idea. Let me know how you guys are liking this Luna deck. I'm really digging it. I should do a night where I teeter back and forth between Luna and the original edition. All right, Princess, if you're still here, go ahead, put your question in the chat. I don't know if I'm going too fast because I see that there's well, I don't know if you guys can see that actually. Maybe only I can see it. But I see people viewing, so I'm there's just people not chatting, just hanging out, lurking. Are you guys lurking out there? If so, make sure you like and subscribe. You can't keep jumping up and down, Luna. All right, Gina, you are our caboose for the night. Go ahead, put your question in chat. If you should visit me, then yes. Wow, you're from Argentina? What time is it over there, Pop? Listen, I don't make up the rules, all right? It's tarot. Them's the rules. Oh, that's not bad. What is that? My God, I don't know military time. 10 o'clock, right? 10:13. You guys are only 2 hours ahead? Oh my gosh. I had a brain fart. The questions don't pop up on screen, Gina. So if you don't want to PG them, I just won't put it on the screen. Okay. I don't know much about chakras, so tell me what that is. Actually, I just Googled it. So, oh, okay. Let's see. All right, let's pull. Ugh, Luna's giving me like dirty looks. Turned around and she's like staring at me. Pop, that's so cool. Thank you for joining. My queue is closed, but you're welcome to hang out. I am very annoyed that card popped up. No, that's Apollo. Apollo wants to watch RuPaul. Oh my god, that is today. See, you guys should be happy I love you guys, because I could be watching RuPaul's Drag Race live, but instead I'm gonna have to watch it tomorrow. All right, let's see how you can open up your hopefully I say it right. I lost it. Sacral chakra. Oh, Pop, yeah, that's cool. Well, hang out and watch my last reading of the night. Do you read tarot? Only tarot? Do you read other things? Let me know. All right, Gina, let's see what we have. I'm gonna scoot stuff up. Let's do one more card. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles, and then we have the Empress in reverse. That's interesting. All right, let me look up this card here. This is the well, congratulations on starting readings. What decks do you have? All right, Snow Moon is, this is the card of purity. Snow Moon. So in this deck, Snow Moon would be the equivalent of like a special moon or like the major arcana in another deck where it's more impactful. And then over here we have Lunar God, the masculine. So these are like, these don't follow just the regular moon phases. They're specific. So for the Snow Moon here, we have, think of it, so it says purity, but think of it more as like, you know, what you think of when you think of the untouched snow almost, or something that hasn't been messed with yet, right? And it's almost like finding ways to purify yourself, right? So I feel like this is not talking about like sexual purity. That's just, I refuse to accept that personally. I think this is more so finding ways to purify yourself. This could be talking about centering oneself, cleansing oneself, whatever that means to you. Nuh-uh, it's the full moon for February. Thank you, Sil. Look at you. We should do team readings. So if that's the case, then I feel like this is something that you should start maybe on Sunday, because that is our full moon for February. But when you think of purity, there's also this element of positivity. So if this has been something that has been weighing on you, maybe this is the time to start to, you know, cleanse the negative away, invite the affirmations in, that kind of thing. And then over here we have the masculine, and sorry in advance, I have to look these up because these are specialty cards, so I don't really know much about them yet. Oh, I like that. This is the card where it's saying this is the time to step forward, step into your like divine masculine, if that's something that resonates with you. But this is where you are stepping into oneself to be like a leader, take that responsibility. And so This has a little bit of element of the moon, but also it has hints of the sun as well. So there's this warmth, and there's this energy that's being provided as well. So yes, Luna, my god. She's exhausting. Um but ultimately, I would say, if you take nothing away from that, this is saying step into your power. So when I say those things, something must pop up in your mind, whatever that might mean. And if not, then this could be something that is part of the issue, where you need to find out, what does stepping into my power mean. um this is you know if you work with, I don't remember, Gina, you don't work with deities or anything, but if you work with like guides or whatever, this could also be a sign to, tap into that kind of energy. All right, let's transition into the tarot. So we have, again, the Eight of Swords in reverse. um the knock it off, Jesus, guys, don't ever have cats. um the Eight of Swords in reverse is like the card of you're feeling like you can finally release these feelings of isolation. You might not have gotten there yet, but I think that's what you need to work on. So as we go through this full moon cycle, since this is what this seems to be kicking off with, um to open that chakra, you really want to release those energies that are making you feel like you're isolated and alone. This is where you start to begin that era of recovery. So, um find ways to open up. I think this is really more so internal, right? So when I say open up, I mean open up to yourself. Find ways to release that energy. Find ways, what are some really new and fun things that you can discover about yourself. The Four of Pentacles um is and then at the core of this, the Four of Pentacles is about finding that stability. So when you do that, mentally you start to open yourself up. You're starting to find this acceptance of oneself, and then you have to stabilize it. So this is where, I don't really know too much about chakras other than my 5 seconds that I just Googled, but this is where you start, I think, working on grounding that energy so it doesn't just dissipate once you grab onto it. Ground that energy, so that way you can really tap into finding that stability going forward. I think that's going to be really important. 1 second, I'm going to look up fours real quick. One of these days, I'm going to remember my numerology. Okay. Fours are foundations, endurance, and manifestation. So that kind of goes in with like this Eight of Swords here, which is double fours. And then, with the Pentacles being this earth element, that is where this foundation is coming in. So, I don't know if you like to do manifestations, but maybe this journey could be about, incorporating more positive affirmations, in regard to the specific chakra. So that way you start to open it up, and building some sort of foundation in that. That could be practice. That could just be, tapping or trying to open it up here and there. And then just kind of like flexing that muscle almost, if that makes sense. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. And then last we have the what is this? The Empress in reverse. I always wanted to say that's the High Priestess, but it is not. So we have the Empress in reverse. This is your warning card, right? So this is saying in reverse, this is like the card of like resisting all of that. So if you've been in resistance, right, even though consciously you want to make these changes, you want to open up the chakra, maybe subconsciously you're resisting that for some reason. And I think this card is saying, you got to find what that reason is, especially with these two cards up here with that purity card. Dive deep, find, the point or the period that reflects on why you are resisting these kinds of changes. There's some sort of disconnect that is happening. So even though you might start to do this, you need to find out what that is so that way you can also release that as well. um the Empress in reverse also worries about being a little indecisive. So I wonder if that is probably a clue as to why some of this resistance is happening. So even though consciously you want to open things up and, whatever, maybe the reason you're resistant is because you're not quite sure if you actually want to. Like something is in opposition to your mind. Especially with this Eight of Swords here in reverse, right? And so I would say, Gina, that take the time to dive into what is causing those resistant thoughts, and try to, I guess, going back to this oracle card here, try to purify them, try to get to the root of the issue. Perhaps work with, a spirit team or something, but really work on that manifestation and grounding. Find that groundedness so that way you can really start from a good point in this process. All right, Apollo. Oh my God, now Apollo's here. Yeah, you're welcome. I have to do a reading for you when you come down. Hope that helped. Or at least I hope it gave you some ideas to start with. That's always my goal. It's like, I can't give you the entire process, but I can give you stepping stones on where to go. Yeah, start fresh. I like that. All right, guys. My cats are wilding. It's not even time to eat. They just are like, they're like, no, too many people have had your attention for the last like hour and a half, and we're done. It's time to drink wine and watch RuPaul's Drag Race. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be here next Friday. Might be a little wearisome, but I will be here um for some new readings. I think I might pull out a different oracle deck, since we've gone through the moon one. But thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you to my mods, Gina and Sil. You guys are awesome. And yeah, I will catch you next week. Bye.